Hello, everyone. Let's give the right beginning to decision making in XAT. This is a crucial concept that will be tested in your examination of XAT, and hopefully, all those who have seen me already in the previous video will be able to connect with the idea that I'm talking about. It is one such question category in the examination that tests you at your ability to make the right decisions. All right, and right decision in form of a person, in form of a professional, from the bird, from the eye, or from the viewpoint of a person who is on some designation or post. It could be in any form tested. The crucial aspect related to it is how well do you connect with the question asked and how do you treat that question further. So, to make the right beginning about this specific question category, I introduce you to the four important aspects related to it. And what are those aspects? So, decision making in XAT is dependent on the right approach towards it. And what is the right approach? That is, you have to first and foremost think that you have to see the things from an evaluator's perspective. See, this is one of the question category asked in the examination. That means there are other question categories too. But then, what is this specific question category solving the purpose of? अगर ये एक स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन कैटेगरी रखी गई है तो क्यों रखी गई है और उसका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या हो सकता है, ये आपको एक इवेल्युएटर के पर्सपेक्टिव से समझना होगा. This I'll be detailing in the coming slides. In fact, all the important points, the 4 points that I've mentioned here, I'm going to detail further. So the second thing that is you have to understand the core of the question. ठीक है, आपको ये समझ में आ गया कि एग्जाम में ये क्वेश्चन इस ऑब्जेक्टिव से रखा गया है. अब इस क्वेश्चन में क्या चीज टेस्ट की जाती है या किस फॉर्मेट में ये क्वेश्चन होता है, दैट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. थर्ड थिंग इज, अगर आपको क्वेश्चन का फॉर्मेट समझ में आ गया और किस तरीके से क्वेश्चन के आंसर चॉइसेस बनते हैं और उसको आप कैसे हैंडल करोगे और उन आंसर चॉइसेस को निगेट करने के लिए कौन सी गलत है और उनमें से कौन सी एक सही है, ये करने के लिए यू नीड टू हैव सर्टेन एट्रीब्यूट्स towards your own way of looking at things and certain abilities that will help you do that job. कि कौन सा आंसर चॉइस है, ये कौन सा आंसर चॉइस गलत है, ये करने के लिए जो एबिलिटीज चाहिए वो प्रॉब्ली आपको समझनी होंगी और डेवलप करनी होंगी. और ये सब आप करेंगे कैसे? ऑब्वियसली सॉल्विंग द प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन टू रीच टू द डिजायर्ड स्कोर इन दिस सेगमेंट. अच्छा, हम लोग प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन ही क्यों सॉल्व करते हैं उसका भी रीजन है. बिकॉज दैट स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन कैटेगरी, ये जो डिसीजन मेकिंग की है, even if you try and consult different resources, you realize that there was somewhat some discrepancy in the answer choices, and there was always some debate about their answers being correct or accurate, because it is, exam specific क्वेश्चन कैटेगरी. और किसी एग्जाम में पूछा नहीं जाता इस तरीके का क्वेश्चन. और जो जो टेस्टिंग बॉडी है जो ये एग्जाम कंडक्ट कराती है, अगर उन्हीं के पर्सपेक्टिव से आप चीजें समझें, जाने, या उन्हीं के प्रोड्यूस्ड क्वेश्चंस को आप सॉल्व करोगे तो आप बिल्कुल सही ट्रैक पर जाओगे, राइट. वैसे भी क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस हमेशा से ऐसे होते आए हैं जिसमें स्टूडेंट्स को टू गेट अलोंग विद द आंसर्स गिवन बाय द रिसोर्स, उसमें थोड़ा सा एडजस्ट करने में प्रॉब्लम होता है. कई बार स्टूडेंट्स के साथ ऐसा होता है कि जो जो आंसर उन्होंने दिया उनके हिसाब से वही सही है, और एंड दे आर नॉट वेरी मच कन्विंस्ड विद द आंसर गिवन बाय द रिसोर्स दैट हैड द क्वेश्चन. तो अब इस तरीके के ट्रिफल्स और इस तरीके के डाउट्स और कंफ्यूजन्स को दूर करने के लिए ही हम लोग हमेशा सजेस्ट ये करते हैं स्टूडेंट्स को कि उनको प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर से ही प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए, बिकॉज दैट इज व्हाट द सेम थॉट प्रोसेस के ही क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. और उस तरीके के थॉट प्रोसेस से अगर आप अपने आप को सिंक इन कर पाते हो तो आपके लिए जॉब बहुत आसान हो जाएगा. सो आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाई डू वी डू दैट. सो लेट्स फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड द थिंग्स from an evaluator's perspective, as I said. If you can see and connect with the idea, that is, in this examination, के थोड़े से हम लोग बेसिक कोर समझते हैं कि एग्जाम में क्या क्या पूछा जाता है. सो इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, दैट गिव्स यू अराउंड 100 क्वेश्चंस दैट यू हैव टू सॉल्व इन 3.5 आवर्स. फिर कह रही हूँ इवेल्युएटर्स के पर्सपेक्टिव से आप समझने चाह रहे हैं तो आप ये भी समझिए कि उन्होंने पूरा पेपर ड्राफ्ट किया, उसमें से आपका डिसीजन मेकिंग एक सेगमेंट है. राइट. सो इफ यू गो बाय द पेपर पैटर्न, सो बेसिकली दो होते हैं, जिसमें पेपर वन में जो भी सब कंपोनेंट्स हैं उसका परसेंटाइल, लाइक उसमें वॉट एवर यू आर स्कोरिंग, परसेंटाइल विल बी कैलकुलेटेड फॉर ओवरऑल एग्जैक्ट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट. एंड फॉर पेपर टू इट इज नॉट. क्या है ये चीज हम डिटेल में आगे और पढ़ेंगे, और फॉर दिस स्पेसिफिक थिंग वी हैव अ डिफरेंट वीडियो कमिंग अप दैट आई विल बी डिटेलिंग यू अबाउट. बट ये स्टैटिस्टिकल वैल्यूज यहाँ पर मैं क्यों लाई हूँ, मैंने ये सारी चीजें क्यों मेंशन की, एंड हाउ डू आई वांट टू connect it with the idea that you have to view things from evaluator's perspective. अगर आप देखें, आपके पास इन ऑल अराउंड 100 क्वेश्चन होंगे, थोड़ा कम ज्यादा होता रहता है फॉर ईच क्वेश्चन कैटेगरी, सो इसलिए अराउंड का हम लोग यूसेज लेते हैं वर्ड का. सो इफ यू सी वी एन एल आर के आपके 26, डीएम के 22, क्यूए एंड डीआई के 28 क्वेश्चन होते हैं. और एक और चीज नोट करने की है कि सारे एमसीक्यू होते हैं, नो थीटा क्वेश्चन इज गिवन, लाइक आपको टाइप इन द आंसर नहीं करना होता है इनमें से किसी का. तो अब अगर आप कैलकुलेशन करो weightage wise, if you see things, DM यानी decision making का weightage according to the number of questions is not less, it's almost equivalent. ओके. तो आप ये समझो, जो अब तक आप और डिफरेंट एग्जामिनेशंस लाइक अदर, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट कैट और इफ यू टॉक अबाउट अदर मैनेजमेंट एप्टीट्यूड एंट्रेंस टेस्ट, you see that all of them have something or the other as common, that they have QA for sure, they have VA for sure, and they have more weightage given to these two segments. But it's that that gives equal weightage to decision making, and then probably further essay writing is seen, GK questions are also seen, but the percentile is counted on the basis of your attempt over these three. And when you see out of these three, decision making holds the equivalent weightage, almost equal. So ये एक बहुत crucial point है आपको ये समझने के लिए कि जितना time और effort आपने अपना VA और quant में individually दिया है, उतना ही, इफ नॉट द सेम बट एटलीस्ट सिमिलर और टू द लेवल, आपको डीएम में यानी डिसीजन मेकिंग में भी डालना है, क्योंकि आप उससे उतना ही स्कोर करते हो, आपका परसेंटाइल में उतना ही कंट्रीब्यूट करता है. ऑलराइट. दूसरी इंपॉर्टेंट बात इससे रिलेटेड ये है दैट with this question category, the evaluator is able to see the other side of an applicant. What do I mean by the other side, which is not tested in any other examination? That is, how do you deal with the real life situations? Okay, so as a human being, as a professional, see, we all are working as different professionals, but basically we all are human beings, and we are put into the situations wherein either we are kept into some ethical dilemma, or social dilemma, wherein we have to make a decision, and how do we deal with that sort of a dilemma is what is tested in the decision making, right? तो जो evaluator है उसको आपका humanitarian अप्रोच टूवर्ड्स थिंग्स जानना होता है, समझना होता है, और यही वो एक मेजर ऑब्जेक्टिव है जिसकी वजह से इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस आप एग्जाम में देखते हो, राइट? अब इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस को हम लोग अप्रोच कैसे करें, फर्दर हम इसके बारे में क्या करें, दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट टू टेल यू. So you have to now understand the core of the question. What is the core of the question saying? It says that भाई एक situation है, it's a situation, be it related to some business, be it related to some organization, be it related to a real life in house or happening at your home, any situation where there are more than one stakeholders involved, और उसमें आपको कोई decision लेना है, right? तो जब आपको as a person एक situation पे कोई decision लेना है, तो how good you are as a decision maker or as a problem solver is what is tested in this question. So the core of the question is your decision making ability as a human being and or as a problem solver there in a situation, right? The second important point that they test you at is your ability to view the things from all the aspects. Now this is technical and crucial. एक बात मैं और यहाँ बताना चाहूंगी कि ये जितने भी आपको पॉइंटर्स यहाँ पर दिख रहे हैं, हमारे आगे आने वाले कैप्सूल प्रोग्राम में मैं उनको डिटेल में कवर करूंगी, ईच कॉन्सेप्ट विद डिफरेंट क्वेश्चंस. So you have to have an overview of the concept with this session today. And after having an overview for each specific sub point or sub concept here, I'll be detailing you things in the classes ahead. Okay. So what I meant with the second point here is ability to view the things from all the aspect. What does it say? As a person, आपके सामने कोई situation आता है, तो आप उसको, अगर आप एज अ पर्सन कि आप उसको कैसे लेते या आप उस सिचुएशन में होते तो आप क्या करते, अगर सिर्फ इस एंगल से देखोगे तो प्रॉब्ली यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू रीच टू द राइट सोल्यूशन, द डिजायर्ड सोल्यूशन, जो कि हमारा आंसर होगा। तो एक्चुअली करना क्या होता है, जो क्वेश्चन होता है उसको समझते हुए आपको एज एन इंडिविजुअल मल्टीपल एस्पेक्ट्स उस क्वेश्चन के, मतलब अगर कोई आप डिसीजन लेते हो तो उस सिचुएशन में कौन कौन है, सपोज इन अ पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन देयर आर 2 or 3 individuals involved, there is one A, B, and C. There are 3 different individuals or groups of individuals involved. How this thing is going to affect your decision. Okay, ये A के पर्सपेक्टिव से भी आपको चीजें देखनी है, B के पर्सपेक्टिव से भी देखनी है और C के पर्सपेक्टिव से भी चीजें देखनी है और अकॉर्डिंगली डिसीजन लेना है. Are you getting my point? So this is what you have to do. And then probably you have to also see the things from one more angle, and that is, so the other aspect that I was talking about is you should be able to view this question category as a test. And what is that test? This is a common name, SRT we call it. It is a common name among those who are preparing for SSB and other examinations, that this test happens. That's a psychometric test that tests you at your reaction to certain situation. Okay, so this situation reaction test is a very common phenomena that is opted by evaluators in any screening process, right? So they give you this, or it is the question category that tests you at your applicability of common sense. Okay, कि आप उस situation में क्या चीज चुनते, जनरल एज अ कॉमन सेंस, अपना कॉमन सेंस अप्लाई करके आप उस सिचुएशन में क्या चीज चुनते हैं, या इन जनरल एक कॉमन रिस्पॉन्स उस सिचुएशन का मेजॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स का क्या होना चाहिए, क्या होता है और आपके हिसाब से क्या होना चाहिए, राइट? दिस इज व्हाट इज आस्क्ड इन फॉर्म ऑफ अ क्वेश्चन. तो ये कोड है उसका. नेक्स्ट, बिकॉज यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर getting an institution that is going to teach you all about business administration. So obviously, the majority of questions that will happen to see are going to test you at your business acumen or your sense of taking business. Okay, so the situation that's going to be there is going to be business oriented. क्या कैसे हम लोग डिफरेंट एग्जाम्पल्स के थ्रू आगे पढ़ेंगे, और उसी बिजनेस सिचुएशन में क्या certain problems or situations will be given wherein you have to take some administrative steps as a solution, so that your administrative ability as a decision maker is also tested in this question. So ye ek other aspect hai for learning the core of it. एंड इन सारी सिचुएशन को डील करने के लिए जो कोर आपका टेस्ट होता है एज अ पर्सनालिटी ट्रेट, दैट इज योर स्ट्रॉन्ग सेंस ऑफ एथिक्स. सो ethics is, I hope you all are aware of this term, your feel or your belief system that says what is right, what is wrong, and what should be done, what should not be done. Okay, so this what shouldn't be done and what should not be done in the given situation or condition that is presented to you in form of question is what tested. So कोर समझ में आ गया क्वेश्चन का. अब अगर आपको क्वेश्चन का कोर समझ में आ गया तो इस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस को जिसमें कि ये कोर होता है, ये चीजें पूछी जाती है, ये चीजें टेस्ट की जाती है, आपको एज एन इंडिविजुअल क्या एबिलिटीज अपने आप में डेवलप करनी है. This is what I'm going to tell you next. So what all do you have to develop in yourself? I want to re-emphasize on the idea, अगर ये attributes of abilities आपके अंदर ऑलरेडी हैं तो दैट्स वेल एंड गुड. नहीं है तो आपको इनकलकेट करना है, और आप इनको इनकलकेट कैसे कर सकते हो? Obviously through proper monitored efforts into it, and that for this purpose only we have formed a capsule program for you people. But अभी के लिए पहले इस concept को समझिए. You have to work on the following attributes or abilities that I've mentioned. Very important. And the first one is you have to work on your comprehension skills. Like it is a mere test of सर्टेन लाइक क्वेश्चन या सिचुएशन जो है वो तो टेक्स्ट के फॉर्म में दी है ना. अगर आप टेक्स्ट ही नहीं समझ पाए या टेक्स्ट भी समझ गए, उसके बाद जो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है अगर आप वो नहीं समझ पाए, तो फॉर श्योर यू आर गोइंग टू you know you're going to scrap off your attempt in the examination. That's going to affect in your overall score. तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट क्या है आपको, लाइक रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन एबिलिटी पे आपने ऑलरेडी वर्क अपॉन किया हुआ है. इफ यू already filled in the form of CAT and written the examination, this is sort of a belief that we work on, that you have already worked upon your comprehension skill, but your eye to detail and your ability to connect with exactly what has been asked in form of a question is crucial here. अगर क्वेश्चन नहीं समझ में आएगा तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. तो आपको बहुत जरूरी है कि आप विद पेशेंस, विद बर्ड्स आई व्यू, आप क्लियरली चीजों को समझे कि क्वेश्चन क्या पूछ रहा है, क्या कह रहा है. राइट. द अदर थिंग इज, जिसके बारे में मैंने पहले बात की थी, आई हैव रिटन इट in form of an acronym, but I want to talk about it in detail in the coming class. I'll be telling you, but just have an overview of the concept. ये ability आपको develop करनी है. What is this ability? That is, you should be able to see the things from the viewpoint of affected parties. Like, I take you back to the concept where I said that there are going to be three characters A, B, C in a particular situation. और आपको हर किसी के एस्पेक्ट से चीजों को देखने आना चाहिए. राइट. सो क्योंकि एक सिचुएशन में तीनों ही अफेक्ट हो रहे हैं. राइट. सो यू शुड बी एबल टू सी द थिंग्स फ्रॉम affected parties. Then you are tested at your analytical skills. एक पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन में कोई कॉन्सेप्ट, next is analytical skills. As I said, that you have to work upon your ability to analyze the given text and the datas and facts given into it. Right. And when you view things from different angles, you're actually analyzing things only. So these two are the things, sort of, I'm sorry, these two things, VAP and analytical skills, are probably interconnected. Once you're able to see things from different angles, that means you're able to view things from other person's perspective also, or all the affected person's perspective. Right. So this you should develop, and these two are developed together if you're able to put put the efforts into the right direction. The last but not the least, on which our entire training depends, is your ability to negate the wrong answer choices. Gone are the days wherein you would solve an MCQ pattern examination, or your attempt an MCQ pattern examination with the tendency, according to me, this is the answer. According to me, that is the answer. Okay, so this according to me, without a base and logic and reasoning supporting that why A is the answer. Suppose you pick A as your answer choice. So you have to not select A, rather you have to negate B. First you have to negate B, कि B answer choice नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि इसमें ये है. क्योंकि इसमें ये है, that means this is the reason B is negated. Then you have to work on the very pattern for C also. Because of that reason, I am negating C. Because of this probable reason, I am negating D. अब क्योंकि B negate हो गया, C negate हो गया, D negate हो गया, तब A ही मेरे पास as an answer choice बचा है. फिर मैं कह रही हूँ, कई सारे एस्पेक्ट है डिसीजन मेकिंग क्वेश्चन को हैंडल करने के. उसमें से सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट यही है कि आपको जो भी आंसर चॉइस सिलेक्ट करना है, वो आइडली सिलेक्ट नहीं करना है. आपको बाकी तीन आंसर चॉइसेस को निग्लेक्ट करना है, आई एम सॉरी, निगेट करना है, और तब आपको अपना आंसर चॉइस remaining, which is the most convincing out of the available lot, you have to pick that as your answer choice. और अगर आपने मैथमेटिकल कैलकुलेशन किया हो, नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चन इन द टाइम अलॉटेड टू यू इन कंपैरिजन विद कैट, आपको सफिशिएंट टाइम मिलता है. दैट मींस मोर देन 2 minutes एक क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने के लिए मिलता है, विच इज प्रीटी मच अ फीजिबल आइडिया इफ यू हैव डन योर प्रैक्टिस करेक्ट, आई बिलीव. ठीक है, तो वही मैं कह रही हूँ, आप अगर सही डायरेक्शन में, आप शुरू से राइट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग, इफ यू पुटिंग इन योर एफर्ट इन द राइट डायरेक्शन, यू वर्किंग ऑन द टेंडेंसी ऑफ negating the answer choices, believe me, you are going to score much better than you can currently think of with your current effort and status, right? So with this, I am coming to my next point, and that is, ये सब सीखने के बाद अब आपको करना क्या है? वैसे तो हर एस्पेक्ट को, लेट मी टेक यू बैक, हर एस्पेक्ट को, इसके और सब पॉइंटर्स और मल्टी डायमेंशनल एस्पेक्ट्स हैं रिलेटेड टू डिसीजन मेकिंग। ऑब्वियसली एक क्लास में मेरे लिए पॉसिबल नहीं है कि मैं सारी चीजें आपके लिए कवर करूं, बट आज के सेशन में मैंने आपको बता दिया हमारा अप्रोच आपको ट्रेन करने का क्या होगा, और हम किस फॉर्म या पैटर्न में चीजें आपको सिखाने वाले हैं फर्दर अपने प्रोग्राम में। तो इफ यू really want to give the right start to it, please connect with the right pattern of doing it। तो अब इन सबको करने के बाद आपको obviously previous year questions को solve करना होगा in order to be confident of how you're going is correct, the is the right way or not। So let's take up one question, and let me see. Right, we have the time, we can go ahead with it. So this is your 2024, a question from that 2024 only. I would want you all to pause for a minute and read this much. Okay, this is the question stem. We call it the text or question stem. This is the main body rather of the text. You have to read it. And what is given over here is the question. Now, this is the question stem. Okay, जो टेक्स्ट आपने अभी पढ़ा उसका ये, उसके बेसिस पे अब ये क्वेश्चन स्टेम है। ऑलराइट, if you now go back, I want you to teach you how do you have to quickly do this. Whenever you read some text and you happen to see there are a certain individuals involved, so you have to, you know, virtually take a note, underline करो या कुछ भी करो, you have to connect with those characters quickly कि कौन कौन है, क्या involved है, situation कौन हो। So we have Mr. Singh here. He is employed to part-time domestic helps Vimla and Sharda. Vimla was responsible. So this is ABC in my case today. Okay, Vimla was responsible for cleaning and dusting while Shada took care of the cooking. Once Shada fell in, and consequently, she took leave for 3 days. When Shada returned to work, she learned that Mr. Singh's gold ring, a gift from his mother, was missing. Suspecting theft, Mr. Singh had terminated Vimla. Mr. Singh asked Sharda to take additional responsibility of cleaning the house along with an offer to double her salary. Sharda accepted the offer as her previous two jobs were lost due to frequent health-related absences. She was struggling to make ends meet. This offer would go a long way to help her. Next day, while cleaning under the dressing table, Sharda found the gold ring, the very ring that was missing. Overjoyed, Mr. Singh expressed his gratitude by presenting Sharda a reward of 1,000 rupees. However, he made no mention of reinstating Vimla. He, he didn't say that he's going to take her back, though he had blamed her of stealing it. Right. So now come to question. मैंने क्या कहा था, क्वेश्चन समझ में आना चाहिए। जब आप क्वेश्चन पढ़ते हो, इट सेज शारदा वाज कॉन्टेम्पलेटिंग वेदर शी शुड इन्फॉर्म विमला दैट शी फाउंड मिस्टर सिंग्स रिंग। अब वो सोच रही थी कि मैं बताऊं कि ना बताऊं विमला को कि मिस्टर सिंह को रिंग मिल गई है। विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग कंसीडरेशन, प्लीज रीड केयरफुली, consideration will best, they have highlighted already, they have given it, best dissuade Sharda in sharing the information about the ring with Bimla। अब उससे क्यों नहीं बताना चाहिए कि उसको रिंग मिल गई है। ओके, नाउ व्हेन यू रीड द ऑप्शंस, A1 says Mr. Singh will probably terminate Sharda if he gets to know that she has revealed this information। अच्छा, the dissuade is, I hope you understand that opposite of persuade। So it says कि क्या चीज उसको रोक रही है कि उससे ये चीज मृणा को नहीं बतानी चाहिए। दिस इज व्हाट इज द क्रक्स, दैट्स द क्वेश्चन। सो इफ यू से कि हाँ ये एक प्रोबेबल रीजन हो सकता है कि अगर उसने बता दिया तो मिस्टर सिंह वुड टर्मिनेट her. So that could be there. We can take this. But unless we read, as I said, that unless you negate others, you cannot pick any answer choice. We have to give sufficient time to each answer choice. So had Vimla done her job properly, she would have found the ring and avoided this incident. Now, had Rimla done her job properly, see, in this situation, she is not a sort of a social worker, or she's not on a duty to teach or preach everyone what they should do and what they should not do. She herself in a situation where she is convincing herself कि मुझे उसे क्यों नहीं बताना चाहिए ये चीज. तो प्रॉब्ली दिस इज नॉट दैट स्ट्रॉन्ग अ रीजन, क्योंकि इससे ना मिस्टर सिंह ना उसके खुद की किसी जॉब पे कुछ असर आ रहा है, ना मिस्टर सिंह पर असर आ रहा है, और विमला पर शायद ही कोई फर्क पड़े, राइट. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज नॉट साउंडिंग टू बी दैट ग्रेट एज एन ऑप्शन. सो वी हैव नेगेटेड इट in order to not convince us of any direct effect on any of the party, ABC. Right. Now come to C. ABC, I mean the three characters. I hope you can understand. Vimla already knows she has not stolen anything. So telling her will not give her any new information. Well, see, I hope you can understand, being a mature individual, you will not think of the idea. Because when something is troubling her, कि मुझे बताना चाहिए, her consciousness in her concise or her ethical values are saying कि मुझे बता देना चाहिए, but then this is pretty contrary to her effect or her effort of contemplating. Had this thing not been affecting her, why would she take? So it is not supporting the main stem. I hope you are all connecting with the main. It is not supporting the main idea given in the question, right? Then D says Sharda is not keeping well, and Mr. Singh warned her that her frequent absences could lead to her termination. Now it's absolutely irrelevant. It is not connected with the concept of dilemma that she is into currently. Okay, that is a separate thing already, and it has only to do with Sharda. It has nothing to do with Vimla, right? And Sharda is the one who has to take decision, because Vimla is involved into the after effect of a decision making. So there is no mention of it. So I would say insufficient as an idea being covered here. So we are negating it. Then, whenever Sharda was absent, Vimla used to help her by taking over her responsibility. A big alarming thing here, I want to tell you, people. This piece of information is not mentioned in the given text. If you go back and read the text, it is not mentioned, and we cannot think of an option which is not either directly stated or we can indirectly infer to. जो चीज ना कही गई है ना हमें infer कर पा रहे हैं, हम उसको infer करना, I guess you all understand. So उस आंसर चॉइस को तो हमें स्ट्रेट वे निगेट कर देना है. तो जब आप इनको और इनको डी और ई तो हमने स्ट्रेट वे निगेट कर दिया. नाउ if you now consider A, B, and C, which seems to be the most convincing answer for best dissuade Sharda, अगर वो ऐसा कुछ करती है तो उसका immediate direct effect उस पर ही आएगा. Okay, or Mr. Singh might, who is the employer, is going to take an action against his employee. So he would not mind taking an action against her. So this is what is the thing that is dissuading her from taking an action. I hope you could connect with the concept कि question stem को पढ़कर टेक्स्ट के जितने भी कैरेक्टर्स हैं उनके हिसाब से चीजें सोचकर उस हर एक आंसर चॉइस को आपको कंसीडर करना है कि उसमें सारे तीनों कैरेक्टर्स इन्वॉल्व होके तीनों के लिए पॉजिटिव रिजल्ट आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा. सो दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव टू डू विद योर ईच questions attempt. I hope I could explain this point here. So I would like to take one more question that's based on the very text. Just read this. 2 months passed, and owing to Sharda's improved health and dedication, Sharda started working in 3 more houses. Right? Now the situation has changed. However, Vimla was dismissed from her jobs in 2 more houses, primarily due to the ring incident. Primarily, it states, please pay to the signpost words here. Primarily due to the ring. incident. News of the discovery of the lost ring had not become public, and Sharda wanted to help Vimla. Okay, it is yet not gone public, but the people whom the next houses where Vimla went to seek employment, somehow they had some information, so they were like uh, they dismissed her, right? So Sharda is contemplating over possible actions कि अब उसे क्या करना चाहिए for Vimla. So which of the following actions by Sharda will best help Vimla? Best help Vimla. Can you see? It is purely a situation reaction test. In this situation, how will Sharda react to help Vimla? Right. So if you view things from this angle, you consider each answer choice, you see, confront Mr. Singh about concealing the discovery of the lost ring from the housing society residents. Correct. No, she's going to have a head on with the Mr. Singh कि आप ऐसा कैसे कर सकते हैं, that's going to put her into a trouble, obviously. So avoid any extreme options as your answer choice. Okay. Then let's see B. Inform Vimla that the ring has been found and advise her to demand compensation from Mr. Singh for tarnishing her image. Now, see, if you see the interconnectivity of the main body text and this as an as a reaction to the situation, you would realize it is yet another angle of extreme option that we have mentioned in A. खुद जाकर head on नहीं हो रही है, and then she is telling Vimla, you go and do it. So that way, two of them will be in a soup. Not only one, both of them are going to be in a soup. So again, it is an extreme option that should not be taken into account for uh, reaching to a solution. Then see, inform as many domestic helps in the housing society as possible that she has found the ring. Now, अगर आप क्वेश्चन को अच्छे से समझ पा रहे हो, अब आप क्या कर रहे हो? अभी तक हमारे पास पिक्चर में 3 कैरेक्टर्स थे, मिस्टर सिंह, शारदा, विमला. इस वाले पॉइंट पर पहुंचते पहुंचते हमारे पास वो एम्प्लॉयर जिनके यहाँ से विमला को निकाला गया है वो आ गए हैं. अब सी ऑप्शन में यू आर सीइंग थिंग्स फ्रॉम द फिफ्थ एंगल. इन्फॉर्म एज मेनी एज डोमेस्टिक हेल्प्स. Now, domestic helps, jitne baki ke bhi domestic helps hain wo. So, informing them would just expand that sort of a situation to be considered further. But इसका कोई immediate solution तो नहीं निकला हमारी problem का, या इस situation में शारदा को क्या करना चाहिए जिससे विमला को help मिले. The immediate solution to the problem, and it may have long-term effects. It is not an immediate solution, or it may have long-term effects. So that is what we are not seeking, right? Now let's see D. Quit the job that Mr. Singh's house. Oh, sorry, at Mr. Singh's house and ask him to consider offering that job to Vimla. Again, it's highly impractical, or we also call it over ethical. Okay, over ethical or impractical, not so pragmatic a solution to a situation कि अपना नुकसान करके दूसरे का फायदा करना. That's not the way work. That's not a balanced individual work. So, and I hope you all understand that they're seeking a balanced individual approach in you people. So you cannot be opting for this option. Let's see E. Divulge to divulge to Vimla's employers in the housing society that she has found the ring. Okay. Now, if you can connect with the idea, it says, divulge is to tell the thing secretively, like not openly to declare something that has been kept as a secret. You sort of tell it to certain individuals where the piece of information should belong. Okay, so that is what the act is. उससे होगा क्या, जो विमला के जो करंट एम्प्लॉयर्स है जहाँ पे वो वर्क करना चाहती है, यहाँ जहाँ पर प्रोबेबल वर्क अपॉर्चुनिटी है उसके लिए, वहां पर अगर वो डायरेक्ट उन एम्प्लॉयर्स को जाके बता देती है तो वो without taking a direct head on with Mr. Singh, where she herself is an employee, she can solve the problem of Bimla and can retain her current employment too. Isn't it? Don't you think so that that's the most practical option available here? Right? After negating all the answer choices, we have reached that E is the most appropriate answer choice for all of us to consider. I hope you all have understood how did we reach to the answer. Quickly, we'll take up one more question which is associated with the very text. The news of the discovery of the lost ring eventually became public. The domestic helps in the society were, charged by the treatment meted out to Vimla, and the fact that the news of the discovery was not made public immediately, they wanted to ensure that they would not get targeted every time if something goes wrong or something goes missing. Which of the following policy options will best minimize the chances? Fair, underline the point. I'm sorry, best minimize the chances of employers suspecting their domestic workers of theft in the future. Now see the bigger picture of the situation. अभी तक तीन इंडिविजुअल इन्वॉल्व थे, एक फोर्थ एस्पेक्ट आया जो एम्प्लॉयर्स जहां विमला काम करने जाती, अब क्या है? इट इज अ मैटर रिलेटेड टू एवरीबडी लिविंग इन अ सोसाइटी, right? So whatever is the situation and the reaction to this particular situation by an individual is going to decide the course of action for the entire society, right? All the members of the society, right? So if we are seeing the things for a bigger picture, then we have to evaluate each answer choice from that bigger picture perspective. Okay, please understand this major idea and the difference in the question. Let's evaluate each answer choice. A says the domestic workers will undergo a daily search by the security guards when leaving the society. Okay, the domestic workers जब भी घर से जाएंगे तो उनको security guards proper search करेंगे daily, every day, so that there is no chance of theft or they cannot be. देखो, we can consider this, but वही है, बिना आगे का पढ़े हम नहीं कर सकते. Let's read it. When a domestic worker is terminated on suspicion of theft without proof, they will have to be paid at least 1 month's salary in full. When a domestic worker is terminated on the suspicion of theft without proof. If you apply this, see things from the angle of employers. They have a doubt, but they don't have a proof. And they cannot take an action. If they take an action, they will be in the double loss. That they may have to pay the full month's salary. So that is not a viable solution. That's not going in the favor of employers at all. It is probably going in the favor of employees, be whether they are honest or they are not. They've done something wrong or they're not. That's going in the favor. So always remember, you have to negate an answer choice on the basis of it goes only in the favor of one aspect of it, one affected party, right? So please negate it. C says the current address and the contact details of all domestic workers should be submitted to the housing society. I mean, this is not the immediate solution. They probably have it, or they may not have it. Even if they have it, how is that going to solve the current situation? How will you minimize the chances of employers? This data of where do they live, what their contact details are, this would be needed only after the theft has taken place. So it's not the immediate, I would say, action or solution to the problem. So it is negated. D, if there is a suspicion of theft, the security guards will first conduct a thorough research of the affected house. So the D says, if there is suspicion of theft, the security guards will first conduct a thorough search of the affected house. Now, again, if you view things from this angle, you see suspicion of theft is there. Nothing has taken place as yet. So how and why security guards will come into an action and give a thorough search of the affected house? This is again only dealing with uh, an immediate action towards one segment, one party of the situation, one affected party of the situation. So this again is not seeming to be an idea or course of action for the immediate solution, right? So inappropriate, okay, solution given. Then when a domestic worker is terminated on suspicion of theft, the employer will have to publicly apologize if the domestic worker can prove their innocence. Again, you see, this has too far-fetched consequence, and that will not be supported by the employers probably. Okay, again, you are targeting or challenging the the self-respect of one segment of the party involved, right? So again, it is something that is not going in the favor of everyone, and we have to reach to a solution. We have to reach or support the answer choice that gives a win-win situation for almost everyone, right? Everyone involved in the uh, question stem. Now what is the question say? Question stem says that which of the following policy options will best minimize the chance of employers suspecting their domestic workers theft in future, कि ऐसा क्या हो कि वो सस्पेक्ट ही ना करें कि कोई थेफ्ट केसेस है। तो अगर उनको आप प्रॉपर चेक करते हो, थरो सर्च करते हो ऑन द डेली बेसिस, तो सस्पिशन का तो सवाल ही नहीं होता। On the other hand, if you view things from the perspective of those workers, you see that they are uh, uh, they are giving an assurance to themselves, and they are not keeping anything in form of a burden on themselves also, that they might be suspected for no reason further even. So they have, since they have been searched, nobody has the right to blame them further for any theft. So if it happens in form of a routine genuine action, the searching of workers, so if that happens in form of a routine action there within the society, so that minimizes the chances that any worker would be further suspected by their employees in the society. So according to me, and according to what I feel that most of you also, A is seeming to be the most appropriate answer choice. I hope you have understood the appropriate manner. There are more aspects related to negation of answer choices that we'll learn in form of different question categories coming ahead. So all those who really want to begin afresh about their preparation for decision making in XAT, I invite them all in this capsule program where we'll be further talking more about different aspects related to decision making, and we'll be working on those different aspects taking previous year questions only. So with this note, I want to sign off from the session today, and I hope to see you all in the coming sessions where we'll be learning more ideas and we'll be applying them then and there with the help of previous year questions. So see you all. Bye bye till then.